I don't have that kind of money.
You understand that we're talking about your life.
Yes.
Now take good care of yourself.
The much-anticipated animated series Mellow Moromi is finally making its television premiere. Miss Sagi, as the creator of the character Moromi, how do you feel right now as the big moment approaches?
Well, Moromi has grown so much with all the love he's received. And how should I put it? I hope this series will allow even more people to feel the sense of peace he's already brought to so many.
It's so heartwarming just to look at him, isn't it?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm really happy to hear that Moromi makes you feel that way.
Thank you. And don't miss Mellow Moromi.
Did you hear? They say Little Slugger showed up again. No, he's not little anymore.
I heard he's stronger now and built like a rock.
His entire body is rough and jagged and his face is all messed up just like this.
They say he's more monster than human now, a demon.
I already know exactly who you are. I called you. I asked for you to come here. I admit the thought did occur to me that I wanted a way out, that it wasn't worth having an operation in order to prolong my life. But now I realize that I was wrong. How could I ever let myself wish to die even for a moment, when I know that if I were to die, I would be betraying my husband? I believe you know my husband quite well, don't you?
Huh?
Don't you understand yet? Take a look at this room. Doesn't it tell you something? That's correct. You know who he is.
Hey, mister, you can't go that way.
They say that you choose desperate people who are trying to escape from reality and then attack them indiscriminately. Do you think by doing this you're helping to ease their burden? That you're somehow giving them salvation? Please do sit down. I'm going to help make you understand that human beings are not the weak and wretched creatures that you seem to think they are. So sit down right there. I was born with a delicate constitution, and throughout my entire childhood, doctors told me there was little chance I would survive for very long.
Huh?
So even when I reached adulthood, I never dared dream about getting married. But then he came into my life and everything changed. He told me that he would accept everything about me exactly as I was. He said, "There's nobody I want but you." I was overjoyed. We decided to get married as soon as we could and live a modest, humble life together. I was so happy back then. But unfortunately, that happiness did not last for very long. We'd wanted to have a family, but soon learned that I was unable to bear children. My body wasn't strong enough for childbirth. I was in complete despair. I was too ashamed to face my own husband, and I have never cursed myself as much as I did then. But despite all of my problems, he still forgave me. He held me tightly and said, "No matter what happens, we'll deal with it." And then I started to cry. I buried my head in his arm, and I cried for a long time. You can search the whole world and never find someone as noble and high-minded as him.
Hey, you're late! What makes you think you can be so late?
I'm very sorry. The job at the other site ran a little late.
I don't want to hear your damn excuses. Now get your ass to your station.
Yes, sir.
Hey! What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
And so I made a decision. I would become a woman who was worthy of him. I would dedicate myself to him entirely. And my health would not become an issue. No. But then for some reason, while I'd wanted to do all I could for him, it seemed he started staying away from home more and more. Initially, I just kept telling myself that I had to accept it because he was doing his job. But then I began to fear that perhaps the truth was maybe he had finally grown tired of me. What if he was just using his work as an excuse to stay away from me? I couldn't blame him. As you can see, I am and always will be a useless invalid. I couldn't stand it. It wasn't the fact that I was losing him. It was the thought that I had somehow become a great burden to him. And that hurt. Because if that was really the case, I'd rather... I'm so ashamed. My husband was out there every day working himself to the bone for me. And still, how could I possibly be a decent wife when I couldn't even trust him? What a despicable and truly unforgivable thought that was. I became ashamed of myself and waited for him to come home. And while I waited, I took heart in the firm belief that just as my husband would always be my home, I was his home.
Why don't you go home early for a change? Well, your wife's waiting for you. That's the point of finishing up early, isn't it? Why are you racing around to 3 different construction sites?
You don't need to remind me.
Ah, these stupid freaking tests. Seriously, what a hassle. Wish that little slugger would show up.
If he wants to do something, why doesn't he destroy the school?
So where do you want to go?
I want to go to the beach.
Hey, where do you want to go?
I'm hungry. Oh, really? That's totally possible.
After all, there's no place like... Sorry I'm late.
Don't worry, I'll show you the ropes. You can just leave your stuff right there. So, what did you do? Oh, come on, you can tell me. You don't become a security guard at your age unless you've gotten into something. Hold on. Judging by the look on your face, I'd say... this?
No, I never...
Damn, wrong guess, huh? I thought maybe we had something in common. Heh.
You mean you...
Oh, who, me? I spent 5 years locked up in the big house. When I got out, I couldn't find a job. But you know, you don't need any experience to be a security guard, so... Huh? Ikari? Officer Ikari? It is you, isn't it? You're Officer Ikari. Hey, don't you recognize me? You know, you nabbed me once.
Wait, Inukai?
I wanted to be a good wife and tried to make this house his home. A place where he could rest and recover his peace of mind. I wanted this to be a place for him to eventually come back to, even if it wasn't something he ever really paid much attention to. I'd prepare his bath and bed for him every day, so that he could always come home at any time. I remember one night, a rare occasion when he was eating dinner at home, he suddenly said to me, "You know what? Your dinner is really the best, and it's only because of you that I'm able to focus on my work and do my job." And then one day, something happened. Something that would take everything my husband and I had spent so long building together and shatter it all in an instant. That's right, when he took your case.